All right, so what we're going to do here is just a quick check-in on where we're at with our experimental crop, and that's just to make sure we're well on schedule, to make sure everything's going well, there's nothing going wrong. Now, my actual first analysis is going to be in the morning. It's going to be tomorrow, but I'm going to just take a quick look to keep an eye on things. Now, when I talk about production, one thing I say to people actually is do not disturb your crop. Once the crop is growing, leave it alone. You know, don't be uncovering and checking it. Don't be lifting off the top in order to sanitize it. Like, the more times you interact with your crop, the more likely something is to go wrong because of your interacting. So try to avoid that as much as you can. But in this case, because this is new, and I might even suggest it to a newer grower, like you want to take a look to make sure things are doing what you think they're going to do, and just be able to keep an eye on things. So I've been watching for a number of things here because this is a very atypical system. One is there's more edge, there's more seeds on the edge. I can see this with both my sunflower and my wheatgrass. So one of the things I started doing was to come and just spray along the sides with a bit of water. So that's going to ensure that I get a little bit of better germination around the edges there. I'm also looking for looking for signs of growth, looking for signs of roots popping out, things like that. And I'm seeing that. And then I have a few times sort of just taken a quick little peek underneath. Everything seems to be going fine. Things are kind of looking as I expected them to look. And I know at this point in the process, when we get to, it's going to go tonight and into the morning, tomorrow morning is when I'm going to take a look at and do my first analysis. And I know a lot of growth happens during that period. So as it is right now, everything seems to be right on track. So my next step in the process is to do basically our germination assessment. And that is, what does the crop look like as soon as we uncover it, basically at the end of germination? For our wheatgrass, that day is tomorrow morning, which is Thursday morning, May 7th. And for the sunflower, that day is Friday. So not tomorrow morning, but the morning after. So it's got another whole, basically almost 2 full days, a day and a half of growth to go. So I'm going to uncover this on tomorrow morning, whether it's at an ideal point or not, because I want to be consistent with what my growing system is. Now, there is some inconsistencies here. The soil is way deeper than I usually grow in. You know, the covering is way different, all that. But I can see from the growth that I look fairly on schedule. So that's what I'm going to do, is really stick to the schedule, take a look at things in the morning for wheatgrass, and then take a look the next day for sunflower. Because it's my first analysis, I can only do so much. I can't do a cutting, and I can't do a weighing of yield or anything. So what I will do is I'll take it all off. I'll take a good look. I will take a picture of the tray, each tray as it is, and then I will take pictures of each individual cell pack, and I will do those in order so I can see it by seeding rate. And because once it's uncovered, it's going to stay uncovered, I can continue to do those picture series over multiple days, so I can get a sense of what's consistent and what's happening as growth goes on with each. I may set up some time lapse here. I find it's one of the best ways to really judge that stuff. It's just a matter of whether I have enough cameras and enough space to be doing that right now. So this is just a quick check-in with our experiment in our sowing rates experiment series. We'll check in, as I said, tomorrow morning with wheatgrass, Friday morning with sunflower. We'll continue to do things there. Hopefully, after taking our data tomorrow for the wheatgrass, we'll plug that into our table, and then we'll start to see what kind of rankings we're getting already. What I might do is sort of just like a 1 to 5 arbitrary ranking. What is something that's growing really well and what is something growing really poorly. And that way I can correlate that to our seeding rate. We'll see what comes up. It's a little hard to tell what things are going to look like, but if there's anything I can measure, I'll do that and then start correlating it to our sowing rate. So I'll post another video tomorrow when that's all done and keep you posted on how this goes, and we'll see you then.